Hey, we're back here at the Honda 300. Things are rolling along. And we're going to install the piston. But before we do that, we have to put everything together. We've got this high quality replacement piston from Nomura that you could, of course, get from us here at Power Mods or any Gamma authorized dealer. We're going to pull this thing apart. We're going to show you how to put it together. It's a little different than a two-stroke piston because this one has oil rings and oil scrapers on it because it's running with a crankcase. It needs to pull oil up. It's a little more efficient at oiling, and there's no oil mixed in with the fuel like you'd have in a two-stroke. All right, we're gonna pop that piston off, then we're gonna take a look at it because she's pretty beat. Well, the piston's in decent shape, but the oil rings are done. So there's a little circlip you gotta get out, and or wrist pin, retainer, pin, whatever. Cover your engine opening here, or you're gonna end up potentially with something in there. I've just got a little awl. We'll see if I can't get it out with that while holding a camera light. I don't know why this is like that. There we go. Okay, I've got my glasses on. I just sort of put my thumb over it. See if I can come out the side. Need a little more purchase on this. Hard to do with the camera in the way. Don't lose that. Now I got my finger stuck in there. There we go. Wrist pin out of there. So sometimes that wrist pin won't come out so easy. You can just heat the piston up with a torch, and you'll be good to go. It's funny, ain't no bearing in there at all, but I can feel that's even worn. That wrist pin is worn. That's why it came out so easy. They never usually do that. Well, I mean, we're used to dealing with sleds, right? Your oil ring and your little scrapers on either side of it, they are totally done. They're not even really sticking out, pushing outside the cylinder, and this does burn a lot of oil. So I've gone and downloaded this manual. I found it online. I think it was on HondaATVforums.com. This is for the Honda 4Trax 300, and they have them for just about everyone. So check it out. There's no sense in buying that, but you really should have it when you're putting these things together. Now, we are going to put this little girl together. She's a cutie. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to install this oil ring. The oil ring consists of these three components right here. This little waffled one is sandwiched in between these two scrapers. You want to make sure you put this in right. I'll show you how to do that. We sold a lot of these Nomura pistons, and we've never had one returned. We have great luck with them. This piston has to be installed sort of directionally. It says EX right there. That means it's exhaust, so that's pointing towards the front of the machine. I'm working on the bike from this side. Some people say, hey, you're calling it a bike. It's not a bike. Bi means two. It's got two wheels. It's a bicycle. It's something you ride. This is an ATV with four wheels. Quadcycle. I call it a bike. It's what we do here in Canada, some of us. So anyway, so we're going to install this little clip in, and I just like to have it in place before it's on the bike because it just makes more sense to me to have to place only one in instead of two, if you know what I'm saying. So I just place it there. Make sure you have your safety glasses on because when these go flying, you make a real mess of your eyeball. So the way I put this in is I pin the bottom of the clip at the bottom, and then I push it in over the top. Sometimes if you get lucky, it'll sort of scooch itself in there. And then I just use a little screwdriver just to sort of help her along. That's your eyeballs. There we go. Just confirm that it's in there. Take a good look at it. Make sure that it is. And you want to leave, or you want to make sure that the ring is over top of this space so you can pry it out. If you leave the gap there, it's not a good thing, and you can't get that little puppy out. All right? That's the first part. Glasses off. Second part is the expansion ring of the oil ring. I want to make sure that those two little U's, that's the way I'm going to explain it, are facing up. It's a little joint, right at the joint there, the gap.
Put your hand behind it or something.
So right at the gap there, they both face upwards. Okay, and I've oiled it. I just slip this girl over. Easy peasy. That's the first one to go on. You want to make sure that it's not overlapping each other. This one just kind of overlapped. That's bad. Overlapping is bad. Okay, so our ring's kind of moved. Our joint is right there. This is too close to it, so I'm going to just rotate that ring around. Scraper ring, get over there. Zip, zip. You can just manipulate that. Pull you back over there. Where's my joint? There it is. Bam. You're an inch. That's our joint. Inch, inch. Perfect. Now goes our second ring. And these are basically 180 degrees to each other. These rings actually have an indicator on them. It just says top. So that's where you want to put it. Well, sorry. You're not putting it on the top. You're putting it facing the top. And it actually says second ring, which is the second position on this piston. Just going to hand bomb this down. There you go. And then this one ring is the top ring that's got the chrome on it. It's the chrome ring. 180 degrees to the second ring. Well, bam. That's it. And just for simplicity's sake, when you are installing this in the bike after this is on the connecting rod, you're going to squeeze all these in together and you're going to lower the head onto it at the same time. You'll look at this here. This is just easier for me to explain right now. There's a beveled edge or chamfered edge or whatever you want to call it on the inside of this cylinder. That helps guide those rings down or up into the cylinder when you're installing it. Nice, okay. That's all lubed up. That actually connecting rod can probably go a little higher than that. But it's in an okay spot right now. There we go. Nice. I like it. Okay, now I gotta put my circlip in. Really play around with this. Oh, there we go. Gotta make sure that is in there. That is. You just take a look at that and make sure it is. Zing it in. Yeah. Looks good. I've got a little bit of gasket maker and they tell you to just put a little bit at the case halves here. Just because it's a seam and if something's gonna leak on you, it's gonna be right there. That's where that goes. That's just 3 bond. A couple different things you can do with this chain. We're already playing in here. Just let it drop and then we can pull it up with a magnet, right? Or what I've done in the past is I'll just tie a little wire on it and I'll feed it up through the cylinder and then I always have control of it. But that I'm just gonna drop in like that. And then we get our gasket. There we go. So there are 2 ways for that to go on, the right way and the wrong way. That's the right way. Now, Honda says to associate those rings or rotate them about 120 degrees apart, and that's what I'm doing. Bam. So there's that. Can I still compress all that? Yes. Are my oil rings and scrapers where they're supposed to be? Alright, let's lube that up. Help facilitate the first startup of the bike. The piston's all lubed because we were on that baby earlier. You have to kind of hold your tongue the right way when you're doing this kind of stuff.
Don't get pushed down.
Nope. Been there, done that. Oh, there we go. It's back here. Is that no. Boy, she was tight.